I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
And it must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncers' guilt rings.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
Raza IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Delighted to have with me on Zoom today, Harlem Eubank. Harlem, how was the nap?
Was good, feeling refreshed. Back into the hard training sessions now. So yeah, well rested, mate.
I mean, obviously, I think you were out in March. Correct me if I'm wrong. Around the March time. How have things been since? I'm guessing you took a few weeks out before getting yourself back in camp now, I guess.
Yeah, end of March, so 31st, I think it was. So yeah, just over 2 weeks since, and only had a couple of days out before I was back in the swing. So back into the hard, grueling sessions now, and preparing for hopefully June. No confirmation yet, but yeah, back in and I'm ready to crack on this summer.
I mean, I guess the gym must be thriving right now. Mick Conlon on the verge of an opportunity to become a world champion. Shannon Courtney, an opportunity to become a two-time champion. Josh Kelly there, highly thought of individual, yourself as well. So, Jim, the buzz must be thriving at the moment.
Yeah, it's great. It's always takes it to that next level when you got people preparing for them big nights, big stages of their career, and Mick coming into this, this big moment to be crowned world champion, against someone like Lopez. It motivates us all, and seeing him prepare for that, it's almost you're learning kind of things at like what it takes at that level. You're learning how the preparation needs to be. You're seeing his mindset and things like this, and it's it rubs off on you. So it's great to be around them type of build-ups, and yeah, obviously train at that intensity with him, and yeah, it's a great place to be at the moment.
Let's not forget Swarms and Deji as well in May.
Well, Deji's, yeah, Swarms is prepping for that big one. Be a great night of entertainment, and the Misfits is really, it's a real entertaining lane for a different audience of people now. So it's yeah, it's good to have him around as well, and he's a fun personality, and yeah, I'm excited to see him do the job.
I know you're a bit more secluded, whereas you're behind the scenes just over the last few years, just cracking on with your craft and perfecting it to the best of your ability. But when you look at Mick now, he had that loss with Leewood, he's come back, he's going to World Cup. How far away, realistic, do you think you are from that stage, whereas challenging for world titles?
I think, I started boxing at 18. I think, I'm developing very quickly, and I'm gaining experience, and I still feel like I haven't reached my peak yet. I don't think I'm there yet, but I feel like I'm getting there, and I feel like within 2 years, I think I will be at my peak, and I think at that stage I'll definitely be ready to challenge for world honours.
Anything between 135 pounds and 147 pounds has historically been kind of the where the best fights almost happen. No disrespect to the other division, of course, best fights happen there, but it's the public eye is always on those three divisions. Massive fight this Saturday, arguably one of the biggest ones of the year so far. Gervonta Davies takes on Ryan Garcia. Both men have crazy followings. Both have their own attributes. How do you see that fight playing out?
It's an interesting one. I think a few people have kind of, I think everyone before the fight would have been like, yeah, Gervonta, like Tank. He's, he's gonna take him out. And everyone would have thought, you know, it's dangerous in there for for Ryan. But I feel like a few people have kind of switched sides, like after the build up and stuff. I'm still going with Tank. I think he's just too smart, too clever, and yeah, I think he knows how to negate. Um, I think when he's in there with people that he's not necessarily as worried about in terms of, you know, power or a threat coming back, he gets hit a lot on the way in. But I think against someone where he knows there is a danger, I don't think he does. I think he's smarter. He takes his time, and he gets to them down the stretch of the fight. So I think he will use his smartness against Ryan. I don't think he'll go out there early trying to take him out. And you're Ryan, he has that speed element, that shock factor. So I think a few people are kind of getting swayed by that. But I think for me, Gervonta is just gonna be a bit smarter as the fight goes on.
When Gervonta won his kind of that big fight against Pedraza, no one did that to Pedraza like what Gervonta did to him. What he did to Leo Santa Cruz, no one's done that. Obviously, Leo probably wasn't at his best weight and probably not at his best as well in terms of his peak performance. Where do you rank Ryan in that caliber of list of fighters that Gervonta has faced?
I think he could be the most dangerous. I don't think he's the most well-rounded that Gervonta's faced, but I think he definitely presents the most danger to Gervonta early on in the fight. And just that unpredictable kind of speed. I think that's something that Gervonta hasn't dealt with yet. But I think in terms of opposition, I think he's fought and faced and beat more well-rounded opposition than Ryan has, and I think yeah, I think he's seen a lot more and dealt with a lot of different styles. It will be that speed element and you know, that the power of the left hand that he might not have seen thus far, but I think he'll be cautious going through the fight and take his time, and I don't think he'll walk into anything early on in the fight, and if he doesn't, I see him controlling the fight.
I mean, it would have been. I know Oscar De La Hoya represents Ryan Garcia, and Floyd used to promote and manage Gervonta Davies. But how great would it have been to have Floyd there as well, and Oscar, knowing what them two fighters have been through in the past with each other?
Yeah, it kind of feels like these two are the kind of, you know, the love childs of each of them. You know, they're little they're little prodigies. With Ryan kind of, you know, having that, being kind of brought through by De La Hoya and having not a similar style, but you know, similar kind of thing about him. And then obviously, you know, Floyd really brought through Gervonta Davies and mentored him. So yeah, it kind of feels like we might be reliving that type of era again. And what a fight that was between Mayweather and De La Hoya. It was kind of like a defining one for them both. Yeah, when I feel like that was when before Floyd was in that Money Mayweather era, and you know, when he was really fighting the best out there. That was, at the time, that was the best vs the best, and I feel like that's what it is at this current time in this division, you know, in that 135 division.
Final prediction: Saturday night. We're a few days away now from big showdown from Las Vegas.
I'm going Tank late stoppage.
Would you be surprised if Ryan pulled this off?
No, I think I wouldn't be surprised because I know he has the potential to catch Tank. I just think Tank will be too smart not to get hit early on with anything that's going to shock him. And I think once he's got Ryan's rhythm and timing, I can't see yeah, I can't see how he doesn't dominate him with boxing ability and smartness. But Ryan does have that. He has that shock factor, and that is his speed and his ability to kind of stun people early with the power of that left hand. So yeah, I think he has the ability to shock the world, but I don't think it will be, if he did catch Gervonta, it wouldn't be a I don't think it would be a crazy shock like we'd never expect it. I think there's two elements of the fight. Like that's the dangers both of them present, that they both carry big power. So I just think Gervonta has the smartness to dominate the fight and pick his moments.
Well, we look forward to it. A great fight on Saturday night, amongst other great shows. Joe Cordina, Rakim for a world title, and we've got obviously the Kingpin show as well. So a lot happening with regards to boxing on Saturday. Appreciate your time, Harlem. And yeah, we're going to do a little sit down hopefully next week, and then
Yeah, definitely. We'll elaborate next week, mate. Good checking in. I look forward to seeing how this fight plays out.
Absolutely. Harlem Eubank, Fire for TV. Thank you very much.
Nice one.
Refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day,